doing very well with regard to Iran. Again, they want to make a deal. They're decimated. They're having a hard time figuring out who their leader is. They don't know who their leader is because their leader is gone. Their former leader, Khomeini. But we'll see. Any questions real fast? They told me about the concept of the deal. They're going to give me the exact wording now, yeah.
Start military strikes on targets.
Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, I can't tell that to a reporter. If they misbehave, if they do something bad, but right now, we'll see. But, you know, it's a possibility that could happen, certainly. Well, it's a very friendly blockade. Nobody's even challenging it. Nobody at all is challenging it. Just so you understand, many presidents have been involved in things that are very big. They never had to go through anything with respect to Congress. They considered it to be totally unconstitutional. And the Democrats in Congress that pushed this, and probably a couple of Republicans, they're hurting our negotiating ability, which is infinite right now. And they shouldn't be doing it. It's never happened before. No other president's done it. And I'm not going to be the first.
Why is the U.S. removing troops from Germany?
We're going to cut way down, and we're cutting a lot further than 5,000. Thank you very much.
President also weighing in with reporters on the announcement that the Pentagon has ordered the withdrawal of 5,000 active duty U.S. troops from Germany. At its core, this is part of the long simmering tensions between President Trump and the NATO alliance. In President Trump's view, NATO allies are not keeping up their end of the bargain on NATO defense spending. But the war with Iran has really intensified this disconnect between the U.S. and European countries who have not fully gotten directly engaged in this conflict with Iran. And we've heard from German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. He says that the Trump administration does not have an effective strategy to end this war. President Trump pushing back on that. And just for some context, there are about 36,000 active duty U.S. troops stationed in Germany for staging, logistics. It's home to the biggest U.S. military hospital outside of this country. The president saying just now that this is just the start. He says we're going to cut way down and we're cutting a lot further than 5,000, aimed at sending a very clear message to Chancellor Merz there.
Both Germany and NATO are downplaying the Trump administration's decision to withdraw 5,000 troops from Germany. The German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius saying this decision was anticipated and stressing the need for Europe to take greater responsibility for their own security. And he said Germany was on the right track. The German Defense Minister saying that the presence of U.S. troops in Germany serves both American and their interests. And a similar message from NATO, a spokesperson posting on social media that it was working with the U.S. administration to understand this change in defense posture. It also added in a statement that this adjustment underscores the need for Europe to continue to invest more in defense and take on a greater share of the responsibility for our shared security, where we're already seeing progress since allies agreed to invest 5% of GDP at the NATO summit in The Hague last year. President Trump has been frustrated by Germany, by NATO, by other European allies because they have only offered limited support in this war against Iran, which is currently in a ceasefire. But things escalated on Monday when the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz criticized the U.S. directly, saying that this was an ill-advised war and the U.S. didn't appear to have an exit strategy and that Americans were getting humiliated by Iran by negotiating or not negotiating in this case. Germany hosts the largest U.S. military presence in Europe. It also has the Ramstein Air Base, which is home to the U.S. Africa Command and the U.S. Europe Command. It's also home to the Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, which is the largest U.S. hospital outside of American soil. President Trump has also indicated that he may withdraw troops from Italy and from Spain. He's been frustrated, saying that Spain has been horrible, Italy has been of no help, and he might be making the same decision about withdrawing the number of troops there. It's a warning shot to NATO. President Trump has complained that the U.S. spends billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to protect them, but they're not there when he needs them, and so he might not be there when they need him.
Also auf jeden Fall würde das sehr treffen, weil dieser Umkreis ist sehr abhängig finanziell davon und ich denke, das würde einen großen Schaden hinterlassen.
Die Amerikaner waren immer nicht nur Teil der Gesellschaft. Einige haben ja auch wirklich ganz normal unter uns gelebt, jetzt nicht alle abgeschlossen, sondern sie haben Arbeitsplätze geboten, sie haben Häuser gemietet, Wohnungen gemietet. Ich weiß von meiner Familie, dass dadurch auch viele Menschen einfach ihr Haus abbezahlen konnten mit Einliegerwohnungen, mit Wohnungen. Und auch wenn es jetzt schon weniger Amerikaner geworden sind, sie bieten immer noch Arbeitsplätze, sie mieten immer noch. Sie leisten einen Beitrag dafür, dass es der Region so gut geht, wie es ihr geht. Es könnte immer noch besser gehen, das ist klar, aber das ist ein anderes Thema.
Ich denke ja. Also es ist Kaufkraftverlust natürlich. Hat allerdings auch Vorteile. Das heißt, also das könnte sein, dass es mit dem Wohnraum etwas weniger streng wird in der Gegend. Aber ja, alles hat immer seine zwei Seiten oder noch mehr.
Ich denke, das ist schlecht für die Region, ja. Weil viele Amerikaner, die lassen ja auch viel Geld hier. Und ja, ich denke, das wäre schlecht, ja.
Why is the U.S. removing troops from Germany?
We're going to cut way down, and we're cutting a lot further than 5,000. Thank you very much.
Konnte jetzt wieder knapp 5 Stunden drinstecken.
播报新闻是我的日常，必须时刻保持妆容和皮肤的最佳状态。当来到人生中最重要的时刻，也是 KS 逆时奇迹帮助我轻松驾驭，闪闪发光。KS 逆时奇迹活肤露全效精华、精华霜，多达5种 EGF 6大冻龄关键成分，保湿效果让我非常满意，小细纹也不再困扰我。我就是我自己的最佳女主角。KS 让我从容自信，光彩动人。我是我人生中的大女主，我的最爱我做主。KS 逆时奇迹系列热卖中，下单请上快点购，透过中天新闻网 App 下单立减50，或输入 CTI 推荐码有额外折扣。